Hello, students. Today we're going to talk about how to succeed. These are my tips for students to be successful in our class. You've got this. We're going to talk about 3 different strategies today that can help you succeed in our class. First, setting goals. Second, collaborating with others. And finally, revising and reflecting on your work. First, setting goals. Goals tell us where we want to go and what we want to achieve. A goal is anything that you want to accomplish. In our class, we're going to work on making SMART goals. SMART goals are simple. They're easy for you to understand, and it's very clear what you're trying to achieve. They're motivating. It's a goal that you can reach, that you really want to work hard at. They're achievable. It's something that you can really do within the time you have and the skills that you have. If I wanted to be an Olympic swimmer, that might be an achievable goal for some people, but it might not be for others. So we want to keep our goals small so that we are looking at what we're learning step by step. We also want to take time and reflect on what helped us meet our goal and maybe some things that got in our way. That's going to help us get even better at meeting our goals the next time. Finally, we want to make sure that our goal is something we can achieve in the time that we have. It may be a really great goal to learn all of your multiplication and division facts, but if you only have a week to learn them, you might just want to focus on learning your 5's multiplication and division facts. Just making that big goal a smaller chunk so you can achieve it in the time you have. Second, we're going to talk about collaborating, because teamwork makes the dream work. We all learn better when we work together. There are several different ways we can collaborate in our class. We can ask our classmates for feedback. We can ask our teacher for feedback. And feedback is just when somebody takes a look at our work and tells us what they notice. It might have some things that we did really well, and maybe some things that we might want to change to make our work better. One of the most important things about being really good at taking feedback is listening to both the positive things and maybe the not so positive things. We can also give others feedback when they ask for it. Or we can ask if they'd like our feedback. And that's when we look at somebody else's work and tell them what we notice they're doing a really good job at, and maybe something that we notice that they could work on or might want to change. And finally, we can collaborate by sharing ideas. Sometimes it's really great to just start an activity at the beginning with a partner or a small group of friends working together. Because when more than one brain works together, we get even more ideas, and sometimes it gives us new ideas that we would never have thought of on our own. Collaborating also helps us to learn to work well with others. Working together is not an easy thing, even for grown-ups. So when students learn how to work together early on, it really helps them as they grow up and have to continue working with others. And the last reason we love collaborating is it's fun. It's so much more fun when you get to do an activity with friends. Third, revise and reflect. A work of art is never done. Revising is when we take a look at our work and see what we can do to make it better. Sometimes everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes the things we'll want to change won't even be mistakes, but just things that aren't as strong as they could be. And that's okay, because the more mistakes we learn, the more our brains grow. Revising can help us learn new ways of thinking. When we talk to a classmate or our teacher and get feedback, they might point out a different way of looking at the problem that we hadn't thought of on our own. So it can stretch our brain and help us grow as we learn new ways to think about the problem. It also stretches our brains and makes them stronger. The more we look at our mistakes and change our work, the more our brains grow as our thoughts and ideas change too. And finally, reflect. Reflecting is when we take a step back and think about our work. Did we meet our goal? Did we do our best? What helped us in trying to meet our goal? What are some things and strategies that really supported us? What are some things that we did well? What made it harder? Was working with friends a little too distracting? Was working by myself too much pressure? Maybe next time would it be better if I worked with somebody or worked by myself? Maybe I used a pencil and it might be easier to use a marker for this activity. Reflecting is when you think about your work and what you might want to do different. But reflecting is also when you think about what you want to celebrate. It's very important when you reflect to think about what you did right, because you probably did a lot of things right too. All right, students, now you have all the tools you need to succeed. Go out there and meet those goals.